Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Niger Zelcer, co-founder and managing partner with Jabian Consulting.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. What a great show so far. I do have a complaint. My lettuce was a little bit bitter. Is Caleb here? No, Caleb's gone. Hold on. Let me use my iPhone on my AT&T network to tell him we want a sweeter lettuce next time. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm proud to represent Jabian Consulting as a platinum sponsor this year at the Georgia Technology Summit. You know, strategic management consultants, we see innovation as our competitive advantage. We partner with our clients to develop inspired solutions to move their business forward. And it's a strategy that works. I have the proud honor to introduce our next keynote speaker, Mr. Glenn Lurie. Glenn is president and CEO of AT&T Mobility and Consumer Operations. Glenn is responsible for operations of the mobility business, as well as the overall customer experience across all consumer service areas, including entertainment, video, home broadband, and wireless, which also includes sales, distribution, service, and operations of wireless. Glenn started his technology career in the early days of the wireless industry at Niger Zelcer. After playing professional soccer in Cleveland, here in Atlanta, go Atlanta United, Milwaukee, and Portland. Over the past 2 decades, he's helped usher in the modern smartphone era by leading AT&T's negotiations into the first iPhone and iPad. Since then, he has led the formation of new businesses at AT&T, including the company's Internet of Things business, which now boasts 30 million connections, including 10 million cars. He has also built AT&T Digital Life, the company's home automation and security business, and launched AIO Wireless, as we now know as Cricket Wireless. Glenn has also served as president of National Distribution, president of AT&T's West region, regional vice president for the California and Hawaii region, and vice president and general manager for Los Angeles, Southern California market. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Glenn Lurie.
Why is it that when I was a pro soccer player, nobody clapped for soccer? I missed a whole generation here somehow, you know, and now everybody says Atlanta United, you all go freaking crazy, and it is pretty cool. It is really cool. It's great to be here. Let me start off, first of all, Larry, welcome back. It's great to have you back. Larry is an incredibly hard guy to say no to, which is why I'm here. He and I have a long-standing relationship, and it's great to be able to kick this off. Look, what I want to do today is a couple of things. I want to talk about where the mobility business is going. Everybody likes to talk mobile. Mobile is always fun to talk about. And I'm going to stay within that because I was given 25 minutes, and I promised I would do it in 24 and a half, so I'll make sure I do that. I do want to talk about Atlanta first. I've been in Atlanta now. I was brought here when AT&T Wireless was purchased by Singular Wireless. That brought me here about 13 years ago. And Atlanta was a wonderful place, great place to raise my family. My kids are older now, and this is their home. I will tell you, it's an incredible place to do business. It's an incredible place for technology. Those wonderful things that Nigel said about me, every one of those new companies is here. Right? You guys drive by Lindbergh and see the Cricket sign. That business was built from scratch, originally AO in Atlanta. Right? The IoT business, which I'm going to talk about today, was started here just a little over 8 years ago, and our first employee was a guy named Wynn Williams, who's still here and runs our car business. And we've hired lots and lots of folks. Digital Life was born here. And I get asked all the time, what's it like to try to build a brand new business in Atlanta? And it's phenomenal. The talent is here. Right? We obviously have great relationships with all the different schools here, but I will tell you, it's been a great thing. Now, for us, we have just about 24,000 employees that live in Georgia. AT&T does. Big group. Just give you a number, last 3 years, we've invested $5.5 billion in Georgia, both wired and wireless networks. So we're committed to Georgia, and so I want to start there because it's a really important part of what we do. What I want to do is talk wireless. What you all want to do is talk about the future. And I'm going to stop you for a second because we don't do a very good job of going and looking back at where we came from. Yes, I'm old. You heard my illustrious, yeah, I'm old. It's all good, right? We all there. Many of you are old too. We'll talk about that in a minute. The bottom line is where have we come from helps you have some perspective about where we're going. So I'm going to start here. And as these come up, I want you to think about where we've come. I started in the wireless business in 1990. So I'll be 28 years here very shortly in the business. And when I started in the business, let me just this is the two-way part. How many of you carried a bag phone? Raise your hands. Raise them high, be proud. You're old. Okay, and for those of you in the crowd who are a millennial going, what the hell's a bag phone? That was a pretty cool deal back in the day, right? Because you were walking down the street with a bag on the phone and you were freaking cool. You were cool. By the way, we only had about 6 cell sites in every market and the service was crap and you paid $1 a minute, but you were awfully cool. Okay, that's the history of this business people forget. Right? You forget that an MC750 brick phone, when I started, guys, was an $800 device. And I sold lots of them. That's how I'm still here. Right? And the business was new. And we also taught the world about something really, really important. The world changed. And the biggest change that when I think back, is we started to call people, not places. Right? We stopped calling people at work and at home. We started calling Larry. And it changed our lives. Now, back then, we thought it was going fast, and it actually was, but it really wasn't. Because when you go up the line here, guys, remember, the coolest phone, when I came to Atlanta 13 years ago, we launched the new Singular with the Razor. How many of you had a Razor? Raise your hand. You paid $600 for it. And what did it do? It broke a lot. It was thin, it was cool. Right? You didn't even, by the way, the texting on that thing was T9 texting. Anybody remember that? You used to go 1, 2, 3, A, 1, right? Remember? That's what you did. You guys all forget this, right? What was a web browser? Come on now. Was it an open browser? No. It was a horrible browser. But that's where we were 13 years ago. By the way, what happened 10 years ago in July? iPhone changed the world. I'd argue the second iPhone in 2008 when the 3G launched, as well as with the 3G launching, right, the App Store launched, the world really changed. The other thing that changed a lot is service. You all forget. Now, for those of you young folks in the room, I won't call names. You guys think mobile to mobile, nights and weekends and all that stuff free is just kind of the way it's always been. Actually, it was $50 for 50 minutes when I started. You customers were about $200, $300 a month. That's again how I'm still here. It was a lot of fun to sell to you. So all of that changed, and what changed was competition. The early days of the mobile business was a duopoly, right? Until about probably 96, 97, you started to see the 1900 markets come in. You had 3, 4, 5 players. That competition drove where we are today, which is about half the minutes you use, a little less than half is actually what you pay for, half the megabytes, because there's nights and weekends free, unlimited, and all the fun stuff you're seeing happen in the marketplace. The reason I wanted to go back is because it's pretty phenomenal what's happened in the last 10 years, right? I was very fortunate to be engaged with Apple on the original iPhone, incredible project and great story. I will write a book someday. I'm serious about that, by the way. You all look at me, really? But incredible that it changed everything in how we think. It also opened our eyes to what you could do on a device. How many of you actually thought 5 years ago you'd be doing banking in a flash? I've got kids in college. I'm usually getting a call for cash. I can do that in about 12 seconds now. My daughter thinks I should do it more often, but yes, I can do it quick. Think about what you're doing on your phone. If I would have asked this room, what do you want on your smartphone in 2006, what would you have told me? You didn't know what you didn't know, right? When Steve Jobs first showed Ralph and Stan and I what he was going to do with the App Store before the App Store was a thing, it frightened us because of our networks. What does that mean? How many apps could you possibly have? Steve was right. Went crazy. So I want you to think about that as we think about going forward, which I'm going to do now. The world is about mobile. Mobile has changed everything. Mobile will continue to change everything. And this slide is kind of a precursor to what we call a mobile lifestyle. You know, our moniker has been mobilizing people's lives for the last few years. And I think we're just starting to see the possibilities of scratching the surface. Really important is the smartphone. It continues to evolve. Let me ask this. How many of you left your smartphone at home? Pretty amazing, right? I guarantee you it was probably the first thing you touched this morning, and it was probably the last thing you touched last night. Because it's become what we call the remote control to your life. It has your life. It's you. It's personalized. You've personalized the apps. You've personalized every aspect of it. Do realize, don't believe everything you read. The smartphone business is healthy. It's still going to grow. I imagine one or two of you are waiting to see what Samsung does this year. One or two of you are waiting to see what Apple does this year with their supposed rumored 10th anniversary device. I know nothing. I would tell you, though, that this is an incredible business. We're expecting the smartphone business still to grow 74% between now and 2022, just from some quick stats. Do note, your appetite for the networks changed a little bit. AT&T's network, since the launch of the first iPhone, make sure I get my stats right, 9 years, is up 250,000%. Let me say that again. And Nigel, thank you for being a customer. 250,000% up in traffic. How about if we had that outside on our roads? We kind of think like we do. It feels like we do if you live down here, right? My point is the appetite is going to continue to grow. You can see the stat on my slide. The smartphone is going to stay central to your life. There's a lot of discussions in Barcelona this year about what's the next smartphone. I believe that there's going to be a piece of glass in your hand. May it be thinner? Yes. May 5G change it because latencies will go down and now the cloud becomes real time? Yes. There's things that are going to change, but we still believe that device will be central to your life. That makes sense? Two-way part. Make sense? Okay, very good. All right, let's go to the next place that's an incredible opportunity in mobility is your home. Very personal to you. You guys know we launched Digital Life. We did that because we believe this space has a lot of legs. It's been slower going than we thought, right? I think a lot of us thought, right, that this was just going to explode, and it's actually gone slower. Self-install is very hard. It is. You know, Nest has had their fun at Google and the things that they do. Do look at the stat. This, for any innovator out there, this is still a magnificent opportunity. It's about safety. It's about security. It's about automation. Today in my house, I have 159 devices. Yes, my wife still lives there because I try everything in Digital Life, and it's pretty phenomenal. Once you get used to it, it's incredible what I can do. You can be home when you're not, right? If you have a teenager, they'll hate it. It's phenomenal. I knew every second what my daughter was doing. She goes, that Digital Life's evil. Well, maybe you can come home on time. It'd be better, all right? Point is this is also really important as I go through this. It's about the integration. This is about your life, right? And we want to think about this as an integration of your life. Your smartphone today, is it smart enough to talk with your home? Does your home know when you come home so you tell it once what you want it to do when you come home? And I'm going to get, at the end, I'll bring this all together. I want you to think about that. Next, you start thinking about the car. You heard we are the worldwide leaders in connected car. I'm very proud of what Chris Penrose and team have done here in Atlanta and our IoT team. The car is first and fundamentally a new place in our world where we have to have safety first. How many of you text and drive? Do not raise your hand. Folks, you can't do it. You know AT&T's we spent millions. Randall Stevenson, our chairman, has been a zealot around this. We need to make the car safer through technology. Technology allows you to keep the hands on the wheel, keep that smartphone in your pocket or purse, and do the right thing. But we believe we can make the car such a place that you're still just as productive. You still can use your voice. The car is going to become a part of you, learn you, personalize the car, all through technology. The other thing that's important is that the car works with your smartphone in your home. I'm going to kind of keep this thing going, right? Why in the world do you have keys? Why do you have keys? You have a smartphone, knows it's you. Why can't that let you into the car? Biometrics are going crazy right now with the opportunities. So we see a future right? I'm wearing a badge to work. Why would I have a badge? Why would I have keys? Because reality is there's bands out there today in those double, triple secret labs at biometrics that knows it's Larry. And if it comes off Larry's wrist, it's not Larry. Now all of a sudden, why would you ever have keys? Your car knows you're coming. We have location. They communicate. We're talking about changing and making people's lives better through technology and mobility. Smart cities. The smart cities king of the world is in the room here somewhere. Zito's in here. I know he is. He runs our smart cities group. Folks, this is unbelievable, untapped opportunity. Look at the number on the slide. A $41 trillion opportunity in the next 20 years. There's not a single city on the planet who isn't trying to solve and fix things through technology. We just announced, I believe today, where's Zito, right? Today, we announced a deal here in Atlanta where we're using technology to simply take an old water system and make it new. Put sensors, use technology, see leaks, measure the water's quality, and not have to go tear up every street because we're using wireless technologies to do that. Think about traffic. Anybody have traffic this morning? There are slideware out there and forecasting that you can actually reduce traffic by 30 to 40% by simply having the cars talking to each other and talking to infrastructure, by giving Mayor Reed a central place to actually make decisions about our traffic because the city's smart. Okay, think about smart traffic lights. Think about smart lights as far as and conservation. I can go on and on and on and on. You can see the different opportunities. Now, let me bring it together one more time. Should your city be talking to your car, talking to your home, talking to your smartphone to make your life better? Absolutely. And this space, by the way, folks, is just getting started. It's just beginning. And Mike's going to say I didn't do a good enough job. I don't have enough time, Mike, to go into what you want me to. Bottom line is we are right now in 9 cities in America. We're in cities around the world to not just talk about it, but to prove business cases actually work. I love slideware. I see it all the time. I want to see real business cases. We've built a platform with a number of partners. You know all the names. And we're walking into cities and saying, what do you want to solve? By the way, you should be proud. This city, Mayor Reed, Hala is in here. Hala Modelmog's in here as well. This is a focus of our city because Mayor Reed gets that if he makes this city smarter, more efficient, better for all of you, you like living here. And other companies will want to come here, right? We can solve educational issues. We can solve crime. By the way, our smart city platform allows you to hear a gunshot, not you, the platform, know where the gunshot was, know what caliber it was, and call the police without a person ever being involved. Think about that. Think about cameras all over the city and what they can do for us connected. So my point here is Atlanta's on one of our spotlight cities. We have plenty of others, Dallas, Chicago, Miami-Dade, and we are going to not just drive this out of Atlanta. Guys, we are going to go prove these business cases work so we can go sell it all over the world. And we're going to make every city smart. Make sense? Good. All right. So when you think about connected devices as a whole, these are some stats. There's multiple stats out there. You start with today about 9 billion devices connected. Let me step back on this from the whole connected device world. We expect anything that has current running through it to be connected. Everything. If a device is connected, it's smart. It can communicate with other devices. It can do things for you. If a device is not connected, it's dumb. Simple as that. So when you look at these stats, I think they're understated. Because reality is everything's going to communicate with everything else. The question is what do we then do with that? Right? What do we do with that information? One of the things I didn't even go through is industrial, right? Because I was worried about time. The industrial side, how many of you, everybody in here works in the business? What business in the world doesn't want to be more efficient, doesn't want to do a better job taking care of their customers, right? Doesn't want real-time data? I can go down the list. And to give you an idea, we did just in 16, 300 plus industrial IoT deals. And you say, well, what do those look like? And I'll just give you one fun one that I think is my favorite because it's so simple. We had a waste management company come into one of our foundries. And all they wanted to know is how full the garbage can was and where it was. Sounds pretty simple, right? So in one day, we built a module to go on a garbage can. And by them knowing how full it is, they can be very efficient with what trucks they send where and their routing. by knowing where it is, which by the way, I didn't realize this was the thing, because people steal garbage cans. I didn't know that. So they were losing a lot of garbage cans. They wonder where the heck they were. And so we did that in one day. Now, how many garbage cans are there in the US? About a bazillion, right? And somebody said, well, how do you make money? Well, we would make money very simply by giving them the ability to use our network. Because reality is, folks, they're just going to ping it little data, and we solved a massive problem for them, and they're saving this company millions and millions of dollars. That's just one simple example, and there's an example in every single business out there where this is going. So as I think about this and bring it all together, this is about making people's lives better. It's about people utilizing all of this to change their world. And one of the things we talk a lot about at AT&T is we've got a kind of a new phrase in my organization, which is it's the customer's world and we just get to live in it. This is about how customers think. We need to react to customers first. We need to listen to them. They'll do business with us how they want. And then we need to say yes. It's a pretty simple statement. Hard to do, but a simple statement. When you think about the future, when you add machine learning and every aspect of what I've already talked about, we're going to get to a place where these inanimate objects take care of us versus us taking care of them. And let me give you a quick little example. So as you wake up in the morning in your home, next to you on your bed is your smartphone, right? Your smartphone knows your schedule, doesn't it? By the way, which is talking to your home, what you've told your home, when I wake up, I'd like my alarm to go off. I'd like the temperature to go up. I'd like the coffee pot to start. I'd like Michael Bolton, I'm joking, whatever you like on the, you guys laugh, Michael Bolton's good. Okay, so you got that going, and you've now told your home how you want to wake up every day. By the way, while you're getting ready in the morning, your smartphone talking to your home, that flat screen, which really should be your window in the future, is talking to you about what happened overnight, giving you the news you've asked for. You're getting the text or whatever else. If you want it vocally versus all good, you can be in the shower, be very productive, all good, right? Now as you're going out the door, does it know you're leaving? Yeah, it knows your calendar. It knows your schedule. It's talking to your car. Now your car knows you're coming. Your car is warmed up. It already knows what you want it to do. The car is talking to your city. The city is a smart city, knows exactly what's happening with traffic, knows where the accidents are, and gives you the best route to work. Sound pretty good so far? Right? As you're going to work, I know most of you stop at Starbucks, right? Now Starbucks has a great thing where you order and you don't have to do anything. You drive up and it's ready for you. I can keep going. Get to your office. This is about telling these things once. In this situation, here's what I want you to do, take care of me. And the future changes for us. Life gets better. And life gets more efficient. Life, actually, you feel more secure. Because by the way, when you're driving away from your home locks, your electricity goes down, sustainability, right? Your alarm goes on, and everything's good. And you know your home is safe. By the way, if you have children, how do you want them to play in this? Do you want to know when they get to school? Do you want to know when they get home? Many of you do that today, I imagine, right? I used to tell my daughter I was going to strap one on her ankle so I could find her anywhere. She didn't like that idea. I wasn't kidding, but I didn't do it. That was funny. Come on, give me a little love. My point is that's where we are headed. And that's happening now. And so as you think about technology in the future, we talk a lot I'm talking futures, but I'm really talking near-term futures. This is being worked. If Mike Zito was up here doing his smart cities, which he can do for 8 hours, you'd get an understanding of how deeply this goes. If you had Chris up here, Penrose, who runs IoT, I just want you all to understand the networks, they're there. Larry was asking me to talk a lot about 5G. I can go on to 5G all day long. 5G is a wonderful thing. It's exciting. Our 4G LTE networks today do this all. Now, will 5G be faster? Yes. Will 5G have lower latencies? Yes. Will 5G be more efficient spectrally for us? Yes. There's all kinds of promise. Will it make autonomous cars a real thing? Yes, has that capability. But 2018, 2019, 2020 timeframe. This is more about this can be done today. Does that make sense? Good? Everybody still, okay, just checking, all right? All right, that's what I want to talk about today. And again, it's my honor to be here. Tag and Larry, thank you very much for having me. Again, I hope you guys have a great rest of your conference. I know Jeff's coming up after this. He's always a great speaker. But again, I hope you have a great day. And I'm done. And Robert, why don't you come on up?